What if there was a LEGO Star Wars item you hadn't heard of from 2022? Well, it exists. That's what we'll be looking at in today's video. Now, I'm already aware that when somebody makes a video like this, there are always comments saying, of course I've heard about this, but this time I actually think that at least 95% of you don't know about this, because this is actually in a form a regional exclusive. Now, this isn't necessarily a set. I know the title lied, but it kind of has a ring to it. If I say what it is, you probably won't click on it, but this is actually interesting, and I will just say wait and listen to what I have to say before you make any conclusions. But that's enough mystery. Let's talk about the mystery LEGO Star Wars item I'm holding in my hand. And here it is. This is LEGO Star Wars Time to Play, and yes, it is a book. Now, there are actually two versions of this. This version in front of me is the Poe Dameron version, but there is also a version with the Death Star gunner minifigure. Now, yes, it is a book, but there is something interesting about this. This is actually the cheapest LEGO book I have ever seen. I got this for the same price as a LEGO collectible minifigure pack. That's right. Now, at normal price, this is a few dollars more expensive, obviously, but I did very easily just get this for $6 here in New Zealand, and that's actually something I should mention. This book is published in Australia and is therefore exclusive to Australia, New Zealand, and possibly other countries, but that's what I know so far. Now, the reason this is so cheap is, well, it's tiny. As you can see there at the back, it just has 16 pages, this sort of stuff here, and you can see it is actually a 2022 item. Now, I am someone who knows about pretty much every LEGO Star Wars item, but this I had never heard of until it came out, and Holobrick Archives is actually the only person that I could find mentioning this, and that was on May. So I presume that this would have come out in January, and nobody's talked about it since May. Now, just looking inside, there isn't much. It's just obviously how to build the minifigure. Then he kind of goes through certain ships. There's the X-Wing, for example, a few puzzles in there. The Star Destroyer. There's also a TIE Fighter, and then the next page is interesting. It's Slave 1, but it specifically says there Slave 1 and not Boba Fett's starship, even though this came out after the set came out. So I find that very interesting. And then there's also the Resistance Bomber. Nice to see that get some love, I guess. And then also Obi-Wan's Jedi Interceptor. Don't know why not Anakin's Obi-Wan's, which came out in 2016, even though Anakin's came out later on, so that's weird. And then I think finally there's the Y-Wing, and then obviously just the solution. So really, there isn't much to this. Obviously, you would be buying this set for the figure, and that's what I want to get to now, because obviously both the figures are not exclusive, but they are kind of interesting. So as you can see here, this one comes with Poe Dameron, and I'll open him up in a second. But this is the figure. This is not the one that was in the 4+ X-Wing or in the Amazing Vehicles book. This actually last appeared in the Poe's X-Wing The Rise of Skywalker version from 2019. That was actually also the last appearance of the Death Star gunner to my memory, because that came in that weird October 4th set from 2019, and also a quick correction, Poe's X-Wing did come out in 2020. So we'll open him up, because it seems a bit weird how you open him there. I don't know, I haven't opened a book figure in a long time, so it appears you just... I don't want to ruin this. Okay, I think I ruined it, but that's fine. So yeah, you just slide that off, and then we should get out the figure. And we end up with little Poe Dameron right here. He also does have, of course, that double-sided face with that nervous expression. So yeah, just get this for $6 in New Zealand, which I think is equivalent to, I guess, whatever the equivalent is in US, so like $3, $4, whatever, for a CMF figure. Also, here's the figure you'd get if you got the Death Star gunner version. This, of course, I didn't buy the Death Star gunner version, but this is my one from 2019 here. You can just see the face. I presume the figure's exactly the same, because LEGO is definitely not making exclusive figures for these sets. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, why is this important? Why have I wasted my time with this video for just a crappy book and a figure that you can get in other places? Well, as I said before, this is very cheap, and that's honestly really good to get LEGO Star Wars minifigures in as cheap as possible. This is the cheapest LEGO Star Wars item on the market right now, and you get one figure and obviously a book. I don't think, unless you have young kids, you're going to really use the book, but still you do get a figure. These also aren't just Star Wars items, because LEGO Time to Play is actually available for multiple themes. There are 2 for Star Wars. There is also 1 for DC, which includes a Lex Luthor minifigure from 2018, which appeared in 1 set, so that opens a lot of possibilities. And then a Harry Potter one with Sirius Black from 2019, I believe. There also appears to be a 5th version with Hermione that does exist somewhere, though I only found evidence of it in 1 place. The roots of this book can actually be traced back to a 2020 book called Lego Time to Play, which included a minifigure of Rex from the Lego Movie 2. This was kind of included as one of the books in a weird kind of thing that was published in the UK. They were pretty much these books, but had different slogans, and they were just general minifigures like Lego City minifigures. But them branching out this year into Star Wars is definitely very interesting, because it means we get things like Poe Dameron here for only $6. So if you live in one of these places that sell these books and you want one of the figures, I would definitely recommend it. Like, they're obviously very small, very cheap, they won't cost you much, and I guess you get a book that isn't available in most countries for what that's worth to you. And if you don't live in a country that sells these, I would say that these are kind of our equivalent to the LEGO Star Wars magazines found in Europe. And obviously the LEGO Star Wars magazines in Europe have a lot more. Now obviously if you're in the US you don't really get anything like that, but you get some of the regional exclusives, for example. So I know it's kind of at this point like some countries have their regional exclusives, and I guess for the first time we're getting an Australia and New Zealand regional exclusive. Anyways, I really hope they make more stuff like this in the future. I find them very interesting, and it's actually given me my first Poe Dameron minifigure, which I've wanted for years, so it's finally great to have him in such a cheap way, and well, just to have him in general, really. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say other than let me know your thoughts down below. Do you find this interesting? Was this video a waste of your time? Did you think you're going to get a cool set or something? No, sorry about that, but I do think this is kind of interesting. So yeah, that'll be all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like and subscribe. That'll be all, folks. Goodbye.